Well, good evening and welcome to a special campus craziness edition of Tucker Carlson Tonight. 30 years after the fall of the Soviet Union, America's young people are turning toward socialism. According to a recent Harris poll, more than 60% of kids aged 18 to 24 view socialism favorably. Well, it's easy to make fun of this, but instead it's worth asking, why? Why are so many young people, the majority, giving up on American free enterprise? Is it possible our universities are to blame? It's not just that they have far-left professors. It's also that universities are getting rich, charging kids tens of thousands of dollars for degrees that actually don't guarantee a middle-class life. That's injustice. And when young people experience that, it's not surprising that they would look for radical political change. Justin Haskins is a research fellow at the Heartland Institute and editor-in-chief of StoppingSocialism.com. He joins us tonight. Justin, thanks a lot for coming on. So,
thanks for having me.
It seems pretty clear that this trend toward socialism, an ideology that's impoverished and murdered, a lot of the world over the past 100 years, kids are embracing it because of what they're learning in schools, the experience of higher education. Why do we sit back passively and let that happen?
I think that the reason that this is happening, honestly, is not because people understand what socialism is. I think most young people have absolutely no clue what socialism is. Have you ever talked to a young person about socialism? They have no clue what it is. But what they know is that the current system that we have now, whether it's you're talking about college education, loans, or you're talking about economics or Wall Street or anything else, they know that that system is broken and that it's corrupt and that it's full of cronyism and they don't like it. And they know that. And they're being told by their Marxist professors, well, the reason that that exists is because there's all these millionaires and billionaires. And if we could just take their money away from them and give it to the power to government, give the money to government, then we could solve all of these problems. So I think it's a combination of ignorance and the fact that people don't like this cronyist system that exists throughout our economy today.
Well, they have every reason not to like it, and they're absolutely right that it is corrupt and that it is thwarting their progress. But has anyone told them that the people benefiting from it at these big corporations in the private equity world, these are all liberals? I mean, this is the left getting rich from it. Do they know that?
No, they have no clue because the left is the one teaching them. America's public schools are socialist indoctrination factories. From the time you walk into kindergarten until the time you leave college, you are being indoctrinated. There's a really good chance you're going to be indoctrinated by a left-wing college professor or a left-wing K-12 teacher. And this is the only message that you're getting. You're told not to pay attention to all of the terrible horror stories from the past in the Soviet Union and in Ukraine and all these other places around the world, Venezuela, North Korea, all these horror stories about socialism. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the millionaires and billionaires. They're the problem. This is the problem with our education system today. It is completely corrupt and it is completely dishonest. And because of that, we have a whole generation of people who are frankly totally ignorant about the history of socialism. And so that's why they're signing on to it. Not because they love socialism, but because they don't like crony capitalism. And they think that that what Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are calling for, that this is the opposite of that, when in reality it would only make things so much worse.
So in the minute we have left, and this is maybe a several day-long conversation, but why are the rest of us paying for this?
Why are the rest of us paying for this? That is a fantastic question. I have no idea. I mean, conservatives for many years, frankly, have been asleep at the wheel. Conservative parents have sent their kids away to college, and they've allowed their kids to be indoctrinated by Marxist professors. Why are they allowing this to happen? Why are they allowing K-12 schools, even in conservative states, to be teaching their kids, far left-wing ideology? I don't know why this is happening. We need to wake up. People who support individual liberty and personal freedom, they need to wake up, and they need to start taking control of these institutions and supporting policies like universal education savings accounts and other things like that that will allow people to take their kids out of these failing schools and put them into schools that match the ideology of their parents.
We are way too passive in the face of this. Justin Haskins, great to see you tonight. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Tucker.